Good afternoon, online and offline students. Online students, am I audible?
Yes, okay, what?
Okay, fine. So, have you gone through the atlas yesterday at your homes? यहाँ पे तो आपने देख ही लिया था. Online students, couple of students were complaining that they are unable to understand what have been taught yesterday. Please, if you are unable to understand or if you are not cleared about what I am telling you here, please let me know. Okay. Is there anyone? Ashutosh? Ashutosh is there? बोलेगा भी नहीं अब. Okay, Shashank, this is your first class, okay, but I am talking to those who have attended yesterday's class. And some of the students were complaining that I am frequently using Hindi language and that is confusing them to understand all these mappings and all. इतनी तो हिंदी नहीं यूज की थी यार. Anyone? Yes, you are okay with Hindi, but I am asking those who have written the mail. Ashutosh or a couple of guys were also there. One girl was there also. बताओ. Sir, you may ask here how many are not into Hindi. No one? यहाँ कोई नहीं बताएगा, सब मेल पे बताएंगे. Okay, please tell me if I am going too fast. ठीक है. If you are not getting what I want to communicate with you, please give an alarm to me so that I would have understanding कि हाँ भाई कहीं कुछ गड़बड़ी हो रही है. ठीक है. ठीक है ना. यहाँ भी है क्या कोई हिंदी से इशू है? जैसे हिंदी तो इतनी वैसे है नहीं, बट इफ हिंदी इज टू बी यूज देन जो भी बेकार की बातें होंगी वो हिंदी में की जाएंगी. ठीक है. द कॉन्सेप्ट्स, डेटा, फैक्ट्स, इंफॉर्मेशन ऑल वुड बी शेयर्ड इन इंग्लिश ओनली. ओके. अभी कोई बोल नहीं रहा, कोई मैसेज नहीं डाल रहा कुछ भी. ठीक है. जस्ट हैव अ क्विक रिकैप ऑफ व्हाट वी हैव डन यस्टरडे so that everyone would have understanding. I think couple of new faces are there who are attending for a very first time. ठीक है. जस्ट एक फास्ट वो करेंगे, ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे. So yesterday we have done the map of North America and just drawing a rough ठीक है. This is just a rough map of North America. Yesterday we have tried to cover the Canada as well as USA. ठीक है. These are the major countries, although Mexico is also there. Some of the important cities of USA were, तुम लोग बताओगे. न्यूयॉर्क was here. Washington. ठीक है. न्यूयॉर्क was famous for, New York is known as the financial capital of the world. Here somewhere here we have a Chicago. Chicago is famous for wheat and meat production. ठीक है, वी हैव सैन फ्रांसिस्को हियर विच इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द IT कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। ठीक है, यहाँ पे दिखाई दे रहा है ना। यस, वी हैव अ लॉस एंजलिस ऑल्सो विच इज नोन एज द एंटरटेनमेंट कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, हॉलीवुड के लिए फेमस है। ठीक, वी हैव अ मियामी बीचेस, सुना होगा कहीं, दैट इज फेमस फॉर टूरिज्म। ठीक है, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दिस, और एक हाँ, वी ऑल्सो हैव अ पिट्सबर्ग। पिट्सबर्ग इज फेमस फॉर iron and steel. We have a Detroit here. It is also known as the automobile capital of world. ठीक है, और तो कुछ नहीं है। We also have one city here, that is Mexico City. ठीक है, Mexico City is famous because there is a huge population, and in fact this is the city which is having a maximum number of population in the entire North American continent. ठीक है, नहीं, not the 14 million, here we have a 9 million. 14 million was the number with Tokyo. ठीक है, Tokyo is the place having the largest population in the world in any city. ठीक है, और तो कुछ नहीं रहा। Okay, we have Great Lakes here. ठीक है, we have used the mnemonics for it, Holmes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie and Superior. ठीक है, Superior is the world's largest freshwater lake, and Michigan is the only lake that exists in USA out of these 5. ठीक है, only lake in USA. All other lakes are partially shared by USA as well as Canada. ठीक है, यहां पे we have a Ottawa, we also have a Toronto. ठीक है, यहां पे we have a Montreal. ठीक है, Montreal is the cultural capital of Canada, Toronto is known as the financial capital of Canada, and Ottawa is the real capital of Canada. ठीक है, ये हो गया। Next was here to this side, west of it, we have a Vancouver, a place that is famous for tourism, and it is also a port city. ठीक है, there is also another city that is Calgary. ठीक है, Calgary is famous for secondary industries like iron and steel as well as cotton textiles. Okay, ये lakes हो गई। Here also we have another lake, that is Lake Winnipeg. To the northwest of it another lake, which was that? अठाबास्का। ठीक है, पहले अठाबास्का आएगा, लेक अठाबास्का। Further to the north of it we have another lake, that is Great Slave. ठीक है, Great Slave, and further north of it we have a Great Bear Lake. ठीक है, Great Bear Lake is the largest lake of Canada. ठीक है, ये अलास्का है। Okay, also we have discussed couple of islands here. ठीक है, Bahamas Island, Cuba Island, Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, ठीक है, Jamaica, and couple of small islands, they were called as Lesser Antilles. Okay, and someone was asking what the meaning of Antilles. In Spanish language, Antilles means island. ठीक है, it means islands. ठीक है, उसी को ही बताया था और कुछ नहीं। ठीक, Mexico is done. Then next is the water body है यहाँ पे, that is Beaufort Sea. This is Hudson Bay. Okay. और क्या था? The Gulf of Saint Lawrence here. यहाँ पे कहीं होगा. There is a Gulf of Saint Lawrence. Okay, one strait was there also. कौन सा था वो? जुआन डे फूका स्ट्रेट. ठीक है. और कुछ रह गया? गल्फ ऑफ कैलिफोर्निया. This is Gulf of California. This is Gulf of Mexico. Labrador Sea. जगह ही नहीं बची Labrador Sea की. Here we have a Labrador Sea. थोड़ा देख लेना, ठीक है, ऊपर नीचे हो गया है. Labrador Sea, Baffin Bay. मैप में नहीं है? ठीक है. ग्रीनलैंड इज देयर. ठीक. Gulf of California, Gulf of Mexico. This is the Yucatan Peninsula. This small part, Yucatan Peninsula. ठीक है. And this is the Yucatan Strait. I think I have not shared this yesterday. Yucatan Strait, and this particular area, this is the Florida Strait. दिख रहा है मैप में? I think we have not discussed yesterday Florida Strait. Okay. Miami, Gulf of Mexico, Yucatan Strait, Yucatan Peninsula. Bering Strait is there, and we also have a Gulf of Alaska here. और बताओ कुछ that we are missing. Great Slave here. Oh, Great Salt Lake. और क्या था? डेविस स्ट्रेट भी है. हाँ ठीक है, जगह भी नहीं रही, दूसरा बना देते हैं. ठीक है. स्मॉल कंट्रीज आर देयर, बट वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग देम as they are not important because they hardly they have any relevance for mapping and all. ठीक है, तो कर लिया वो हमने. नेक्स्ट इज yes, you are saying Davis Strait. Davis Strait is there. चुकची सी तो इतनी कोई इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. बट व्हाट ऑल वी हैव डिस्कस यस्टरडे वो बताओ ना. और क्या बताया था? इट इज जस्ट अ रिकैप ऑफ द अर्लियर क्लास. ठीक है. वी आर येट टू स्टार्ट अ न्यू क्लास फॉर टुडे. ठीक है. गुड आफ्टरनून रियल हर्ट. माउंटेन्स वी हैव. ठीक है. There is Brooks Range. Brooks Range. We have Alaska Range. We have Rockies. कि भाई वो तो यहाँ से यहाँ तक रहेगा. ठीक है. This is Rocky. और बताओ मैकेंजी. ठीक है. यहाँ पे भी हैव अ मैकेंजी माउंट. ओके, कोस्ट रेंज, कोस्ट रेंज, yes, cascade range, we have Sierra Nevada, this is Sierra Nevada range, और क्या था, Appalachian Mounts here, Laurential, ठीक है, we also have this Sierra Madrid Occidental and Sierra Madrid Oriental. This is Sierra Madrid Oriental. ठीक है, Oriental means the east in Spanish, Occidental means west. ठीक है, और कुछ बताओ. Yes, Mount McKinley was the highest peak of North America and it is in Alaska. For Rockies, the highest peak is Mount Elbert. ठीक है. ठीक है, मेन यही था. प्लेट्यूज थे. We have a Colorado plateau here. Here we have a Colorado plateau. ठीक है, थोड़ा इधर को होगा वैसे. Colorado plateau. We have a Ozark plateau here. We have Cumberland plateau. We have a Missouri plateau here. ठीक है, यहां भी we have a Columbia plateau. We have a Columbia plateau here. ठीक है, यहां पे we have a Canadian Shield. That is also a plateau. ठीक है, here we also have a Laurential plateau. This case Yucatan Strait and Yucatan. Yes, they both are same. Priscilla. Yucatan, ये हो गया. Laurential plateau is done. Brooks Range, Mackenzie, Ozark. ठीक है, Mexican plateau is there also. ठीक है, ये वाला. ठीक है, this is the intermontane plateau because it exists between the two mountains. ठीक है, और तो कुछ नहीं था. ठीक है, इतना ही कराया था. थोड़ा इसमें एक चीज बता देता हूं. लेट मी एक्सप्लेन यू लिटिल बिट ऑफ दिस. These all are the fold mountains. ठीक है, all these are fold mountains. And fold mountains are of two types. One is volcanic, others are non-volcanic. ठीक है, the fold mountains which are non-volcanic, they are mostly sedimentary in nature. They are sedimentary in nature, but if the mountain is volcanic, so obviously it would have a deposition of igneous rocks. The lava would be coming out of it. ठीक है, there would be a deposition of igneous rocks. ठीक है, आइडिया इज, देखो क्या होगा. सपोज दिस इज अ माउंटेन. फोल्ड माउंटेन, माउंट मिटिंग की हाइट माउंट एल्बर्ट से ज्यादा है, एल्बर्ट कैसे हाईएस्ट? देयर इज अ कंट्रोवर्सी रिगार्डिंग दिस, बट माउंट एल्बर्ट इज द हाईएस्ट. ठीक है, इन मोस्ट ऑफ द बुक्स, मोस्ट ऑफ द सोर्सेज आर सेइंग, व्हाइल फ्यू ऑफ द सोर्सेज आर आल्सो क्लेमिंग दैट इट इज द माउंट विटनी. ठीक है, कोई नहीं. Look, this is a fold mountain. All these are the fold mountains, and all these fold mountains are also volcanic in origin. ठीक है, why they are volcanic in origin?
Because there is a tectonic plate that is.
अगर when we will be discussing the geomorphology in detail, we will see that this entire area is known as the Pacific Ring of Fire. ठीक है, this is the Pacific Ring of Fire, इधर जापान वगैरह and all. And there is a convergence of plates. ठीक है, plates are converging, and in fact the plates are converging to extent that one plate is subducting into the another. ठीक है, wait ओमकार. ठीक है, one plate is subducting into another. Such kind of scenario is happening on this side. So whenever there is a fold mountain, which I am saying that fold mountains are sedimentary in origin. ठीक है, ये अभी sedimentary है. Sedimentary when it is non-volcanic, but when it becomes volcanic, तो क्या होगा? The lava that is coming out, lava that is oozing out of this crater might get deposited here. ठीक है, so what will happen? The lava that has come out of it start deposited on it. The lava that has come out of it is igneous rocks. ठीक है, lava. So that is why this the top layer of rocks on this is igneous, and if we go deep to mine this, we will find the sedimentary rock. ठीक है, समझ में आ गया? ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स, पीछे कुछ समझ में ना आया हो, वैसे सिंपल है, दोबारा बताओ. हाँ, वही आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर यू गाइस. ठीक है, आई एम सेइंग सिंपल टू थिंग्स. ठीक है, फोल्ड माउंटेन, दीज आर द फोल्ड माउंटेन, जस्ट लाइक हिमालय इज ऑल्सो अ फोल्ड माउंटेन. फोल्ड माउंटेन बेसिकली मीन्स द माउंटेन दैट हैव प्रोड्यूस्ड ड्यू टू द फोल्डिंग ऑफ crust between the two plates. ठीक है, अभी इतना ही समझो. Fold mountains are of two types. These mountains can be volcanic, and these can also be non-volcanic. ठीक है, if a fold mountain is non-volcanic, so this mountain crust would have been made of sedimentary rocks. If it is non-volcanic, it have been made of sedimentary rocks. But in case if it is volcanic, so what would happen? This is sedimentary, but the lava would be coming out of it. ठीक है, this lava gets depositing on the scarps and the slopes of these mountains. So there would be deposition of igneous rocks. So whenever the government or any mafia would be doing mining here, first he would get the minerals that are rich in igneous rocks, and then he would get the sedimentary rocks. Means बाद में उसको पेट्रोल वगैरह मिल जाएगा, because sedimentary rocks are the sources of petroleum and all. ठीक है, sedimentary rocks are the sources of oil, gas, petroleum, and all these are volcanic in origin. So there is a high possibility that there might be the existence of petrol, oil and gas in this. ठीक है, इसमें इतना ही. ठीक है, next we are starting for today's class. अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है नॉर्थ अमेरिका. ठीक है, बनाओ. नाउ वी आर स्टार्टिंग फॉर द क्लास. बनाओ. Here we will discuss the rivers. बनाओ तो बताना. करें शुरू. आई थिंक हो गया होगा. ठीक है. Here we will discuss the rivers, only the important rivers. Not every river is going to be discussed here. We will discuss only those rivers which are considered as important, which are considered as a lifeline of country's economy, especially the agriculture one. First one is, there is a small lake here near the Great Lakes. The name of the lake is Lake Itasca. है, दिख रही है कहीं? Lake Itasca. In some of the atlases it is not given. ठीक है. Lake Itasca is the origin point of a river. The name is River Mississippi. Okay. River Mississippi. ठीक है. रिवर मिसिसिपी दिख रही है. ठीक है. लेक इटास्का इज द ओरिजिन पॉइंट ऑफ रिवर मिसिसिपी. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस यस्टरडे दैट देयर इज अ मिजोरी प्लेट्यू. इन मिजोरी प्लेट्यू, कुछ बोल रहे? इन मिजोरी प्लेट्यू वी हैव अ पॉइंट दैट इज ब्रोवर्स स्प्रिंग. दिस इज इन मिजोरी प्लेट्यू. ठीक है. Here a river is originating. The name of the river is Missouri. ठीक है. And this Missouri is a tributary of river Mississippi, and ultimately this Mississippi drains into the Gulf of Mexico. This area is also called as Mississippi Delta. ये होगा वहां पे. देखो, मिसिसिपी डेल्टा, मिसिसिपी, मिजोरी एंड ठीक है. Although there is some conflict, some of the sources are saying that river Mississippi is the largest, while others are saying Wikipedia and some other sources are Missouri. But NCERT says that Mississippi is the largest one. So you have to go with the NCERT. Longest. This is the longest river of USA. Okay. ठीक है, ये पता लग गया. फाइंड किया. Are you able to relocate it? Is it there on the map? मिला किसी को, पीछे वालों को? बता ही नहीं रहे यार तुम लोग. नहीं मिला तो बताओ. नहीं मिला. लेक इटास्का नहीं मिला होगा. There might be a possibility. Yes, Lake Itasca, there is a possibility that Lake Itasca might not be shown there, but River Mississippi would have been there, definitely. ठीक है, चलो कहां? This is the source of River Missouri, that is Browers Spring. Browers Spring. ब्रावर स्प्रिंग भी नहीं होगा उसमें, ठीक है. ये हो गया एक तो इंपॉर्टेंट रिवर. अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट रिवर इज, yesterday we have discussed that there is a Colorado plateau. ठीक है. In Colorado plateau, this Colorado plateau gives rise to a river, and the name of this river is Rio Grande, which is also a natural boundary with Mexico. देखो, रियो ग्रांडे, मिल रहा है? यस यस, रियो ग्रांडे, ठीक है. दिस इज द नेचुरल बाउंड्री बिटवीन द यूएसए एंड मेक्सिको. ठीक है. yesterday we have also discussed that there is a Columbia plateau यहां पे, and from Columbia plateau we also have a river, that is Columbia, river Columbia. ठीक है. and this river Columbia drains into the Pacific Ocean. Columbia होगा, देखो पॉलिटिकल मैप में दिखेगा अच्छे से कोलंबिया रिवर का. नहीं दिखाया? there is a Colorado river also is Rio. Yes, they both are different. ठीक है. Colorado river is not important, Rio Grande is important. ठीक है. In fact there is another river, and this is the river Snake. This is the river Snake, and this river Snake is the tributary of river Columbia. ठीक है. River Snake joins Columbia, and ultimately the Columbia drains into the Pacific Ocean. ठीक है. दिख रहा है? देखो, नहीं मिल रहा तो बताओ. ठीक है. We have discussed that there are few lakes, those are called as Great Lakes.
Yes.
है ना? Near the Great Lake, one of the Great Lake, that is this Lake Erie. From Lake Erie a river originates. The name of the river is River Niagara, on which you might have heard a Niagara Falls is located. ठीक है. तो यहां से it would be going, and ultimately it would draining into this Atlantic Ocean. This is River Niagara. Source is Lake Erie, and Niagara Falls is on it. So Niagara Falls is partially on the borders of USA as well as Canada. ठीक है. Yes, Rio Grande का origin, this is the origin ना, Colorado Plateau. This is the origin, Colorado Plateau. मिल रहा आपको? ठीक है. There is another river, that is River Saint Lawrence. ठीक है, जिसके नाम से ही Saint Lawrence Gulf has been named. There is a lake, that is Ontario. From Ontario, the Saint Lawrence originates, and it ultimately drains into the Gulf of Saint Lawrence. मिला? किसको नहीं मिला? Yes, Saint Lawrence River. The origin point of river Saint Lawrence is Lake Ontario, and after its origination, it traverses in the northeast direction and ultimately drains into the Gulf of Saint Lawrence. ठीक है, वो भी पहले अब देख ही चुके हैं. ओके, कोई और जिसे नहीं मिला हो? ठीक है, इसी में इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट ही है. There is another lake that is Great Slave. And this Great Slave is the source of river Mackenzie. Source of river Mackenzie, and it ultimately drains into the Beaufort Sea. दिख रही है? And river Mackenzie is the largest river of Canada. देखो, बनाओ इसको और बताओ. देखो, नहीं मिला? ठीक है, वंस अगेन वी आर रिपीटिंग इट. मिला? सबको मिला? बना भी लिया? दोबारा एक बार रिपीट कर देते हैं इसको. ठीक है, माइट बी some of you might not get what we want to say. ठीक है, the first and the primary river that is of importance for the USA is river Mississippi, because this is also the largest river of USA. This river Mississippi originates from Lake Itasca, that is close to the Great Lakes of North America. यहाँ पे origin हुआ and it is traveling in this southeast direction. Before draining into the Gulf of Mexico, this river is joined by river Missouri. River Missouri originates from Missouri Plateau, but in the Missouri Plateau there is a spring that is Brewer Spring. ठीक है, if you go precisely into this, the Brewer Spring is the source of river Missouri, and this Brewer Spring is in Missouri Plateau. ठीक है, Missouri is a tributary of Mississippi. Some books are saying Missouri is longest. Some says Mississippi, but we will go with the Mississippi. ठीक है, the next important river is Rio Grande. The origin point of river Rio Grande is Colorado Plateau. ठीक है, it is a natural boundary between USA as well as Mexico. तो ये गई and it also drains into the Gulf of Mexico. ठीक है, ये दो गई. ये इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है इतना, रिवर कोलंबिया, but I am sharing it because it is originating from the Columbia Plateau, which is sometimes in the news, और स्पेशली इसको बोल देते हैं. yesterday we have also sharing that this is also called as Snake Plateau. ठीक है, तो Columbia Plateau is a source of river Columbia. River Columbia is a very short and swift river. It also drains into the Pacific Ocean, but before draining into the Pacific Ocean, it is also joined by river Snake. ठीक है, रिवर स्नेक भी इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, जो याद रखने के लिए है वो ये सब है. अनदर इज दिस, देयर इज अ रिवर दैट इज रिवर नायग्रा. रिवर नायग्रा originates from Lake Erie, which is one of the 5 important lakes of North America, and because the Niagara Falls lie on this river, that's why it becomes important. You must know the drainage pattern of this particular river. ठीक है, Niagara Falls partially it is on the borders of USA as well as Canada. Next is Saint Lawrence. Saint Lawrence source is Lake Ontario. वो नहीं लिखा मैंने? Okay. The source of Saint Lawrence River is Lake Ontario. ठीक है. It is traveling into the northeast direction and ultimately drains into the Gulf of Saint Lawrence. ठीक है. Next is River Mackenzie. This is the Great Slave Lake. We have already discussed yesterday. It is the origin point of River Mackenzie, and River Mackenzie ultimately drains into the Beaufort Sea. ठीक है, that's it. River Mackenzie is the largest river of Canada. अभी किसी को पता नहीं लगा हो, if somebody is still struggling to know what exactly is the pattern, please let me know. else we will proceed. ठीक है, कोई पीछे भी? ठीक है, फिर चलते हैं आगे। देखो, एक इस पे चीज याद रखने की जरूरत ये है, whenever the river is draining, wherever it drains, it makes a fertile plains. ठीक है, how it will make a fertile plain? When the river overflows, ठीक है, because when the river is flowing, it always carries some sediments with it, and in case the river overflows, some of the sediments break those embankments and gets deposited on the either side of the rivers, ठीक है, as flood plains, ठीक है, fertile plains, flood plains. तो यहां पे all this area there would be the fertile plains. ठीक, there will be the fertile plains. These are the fertile plains. ठीक है, at all these places we have fertile plains, but we don't have a fertile plain here. No fertile plain. Why?
Because it is near about the Arctic Circle, and it is most of a taiga or a tundra sort of vegetation.
ठीक ठीक. Look, this particular river is flowing within the range of around 60 degree north latitude. अगर देखोगे तो ऐसे कुछ 60 degree north latitude would be cutting across this area. देखो, ठीक है, 60 degree north latitude means it would be an extremely cold region. If there is an extremely cold region, obviously if the temperature is so much less, then what will happen? The soil moisture, if it exists, it would be freezed. Freeze हो जाएगा, ठीक है. The soil moisture would be freezed at this temperature because the temperatures are extremely harsh at around 60 degree north latitude. That's why this region or this river does not make any fertile plains. So that is why the agriculture is not possible in these regions. ठीक है, but all these regions are well known or well fertile for cultivation of multiple crops. ठीक है, वही क्रॉप देखनी है बस. अब नेक्स्ट बना देता हूं. बनाओ उसको. Make a new map so that we could locate the agriculture regions there. बन गया, चले. ठीक है, बिफोर demarcating the well known agriculture regions in the map of North America, we will discuss couple of things here. ठीक है, agriculture में when we are talking about agriculture, there are two type of crops, in fact three: tropical crops and temperate crops, and another are inferior crops. ठीक है, tropical crops means the crops that are growing within the latitudinal range of hmm? 0 to 20 degree latitude means on either side of hemisphere, on both sides of the hemisphere, within the 0 to 20 degree tropical crops can be grown. But in temperate, the latitudinal extent is around 40 to 60 degree. ठीक है. In tropical crops कौन सी होती हैं? बताओ. राइस, टी, कॉफी, तो बताओ. बनाना नहीं, मेज को यहाँ नहीं रखेंगे. पाम भी ऑयल वाला, ठीक है. ओके, all these are the tropical crops. Rice, coffee, tea, sugarcane, all these are called as tropical crops, and they grow within the latitudinal extent of up to 20 degree on both sides of the hemisphere. In temperate crops are wheat, maize, barley भी इसमें नहीं रखेंगे. Wheat, although maize, barley are the crops which can grow anywhere. हाँ, ठीक. Wheat, mustard, yes, soybean. Okay, these are temperate crops. Now, what are the inferior crops? Inferior crops क्या होंगी?
We can consider millet and some of the crops that grow in arid and semi-arid regions.
Yes, inferior crops are those crops which do not require any specific type of climate. Means they can be grown anywhere, regardless of the type of latitude, regardless of the climate that exists in that particular area. ठीक है, these things doesn't matter to these crops, and these are maize, ragi, rye, barley. ठीक है, so these are the.
This is the reason this category.
Yes, that's why I'm saying that maize needs to be in this category, because specifically we are talking about the inferior crops. Had we not talking about the inferior crops, then we could have easily include this in this category. ठीक है, so this is the scenario. Plus, और क्या होता है? Agriculture basically are of two types. One is intensive agriculture and another is extensive agriculture. What is the basic difference between them? ठीक. Extensive means large lands. Farming would be carried out on large and extensive lands. Yes, online you guys can also contribute, please. Intensive, extensive का basic difference. Low output, yes.
Agriculture and then intensive agriculture.
Sustenance means?
Sustenance is growing for just their need.
This is for that comes in intensive. It is grown for sustenance. It is grown for small land holdings. ठीक है. It is being carried out by small farmers. और small farmers की definition क्या होगी? What would be the basic definition of small farmers? Those who have small lands. The extensive agriculture are highly mechanized. Yes, mechanized. क्या होगा small farmers का definition? 1 hectare less than 2. Small farmers are less than 2 hectares. And 1 hectare is how many meter square? 10,000. 10,000 meter square. ठीक है. If somebody has more than 2 hectares, then he or she would be in the category of big landlords. ठीक है, अलग ही कुछ है. ठीक. Small farms. This is carried out on large lands. Yes, somebody is making a good point. Mechanized. This is highly mechanized. ठीक है. Less machines are used in intensive agriculture. This is basically manual, or in many of the cases family members are involved. ठीक, हाई डोसेज ऑफ fertilizers and pesticides is being used in intensive agriculture. ठीक है, high dosage of fertilizers and pesticides are used because they want to enhance the productivity per hectare. ठीक है, as their idea is to enhance the productivity, so they have to use the fertilizers. तो productivity तो यहाँ पे ज्यादा है, प्रोडक्टिविटी पर और यील्ड पर एरिया इज हाई. ठीक है, यहां पे बेसिकली दे विल ट्राई कि देयर वुड बी लेस यूजेज ऑफ फर्टिलाइजर्स. बेसिकली इन मेनी ऑफ द केसेस दे आर गोइंग फॉर ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग एंड ऑल. ठीक है, प्रोडक्टिविटी इज बिट लो बट ओवरऑल एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन इज मोर. Okay, and in the US, Canada and all the western worlds, most of the farmers are carrying out extensive practices. ठीक है, एक और चीज भी है एक्सटेंसिव की, कि in intensive farming the land is not in abundance, so obviously the land would only be used for agriculture. But when the land is available in a extensive scale, so the farmers क्या करते हैं यहाँ पे, the farmers are also using it for a dairy farming, livestock rearing. ठीक है, देखा होगा बड़ी बड़ी भेड़ वगैरह ऐसे बिग फार्म्स हैं उनके अपने. ठीक है, when they have their own dairy farms, so obviously these dairy farms are क्या, these are the perishable goods. ठीक है, these are perishable goods. So when the concept of perishable goods is being introduced, so obviously they need something to increase the shelf life of those perishable goods. तो यहां पे एंगल आता है कि food processing industries get started up around these regions. ठीक, food processing industries start setting around these regions because they want to conserve and manage the perishable goods, because if they wait for too long, obviously the good would have been, or the product would have been completely ruined. तो यहीं पे फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्रीज की वजह से ही एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप स्टार्ट्स. एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप एंड बिजनेस माइंडसेट स्टार्ट्स, एंड दैट्स व्हाई the farmers in the western world, those who are carrying out the extensive agriculture, they are the rich farmers, not the farmers of India, not like them. ठीक है, in fact many of them have their own chauffeurs, हेलीकॉप्टर वगैरह लेके घूम रहे हैं, तो उनका फार्मर वाला अलग है. they are not the poor ones. ठीक है, they are the rich farmers, because they are not only the farmers, they are also engaged in some entrepreneurship activities, so that is enhancing their income. तो डबल हो गई उनकी इनकम, जो हमारे फार्मर्स की होनी थी 2022 तक, वो उनकी हो गई. ये क्या लिख रहा है, 85% has small land in India and uses 70. yes प्रशांत, yes, okay. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द फैक्ट देयर. बट अगर मैं इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी कहूं, अकॉर्डिंग टू द सेंसस ऑफ 2011, द सेंसस 2011 सेज कि इन तमिलनाडु you can say that they are the ones, the farmers in Tamil Nadu are practicing extensive cultivation. ठीक है, there is a more population, because it also depends on the population ना. If population is too much, so obviously क्या होगा, the land holdings will be divided within the families, land will get fragmented, तो उसका होगा क्या, and ultimately it would be a form of a disguised unemployment within the family. ठीक है, but the scenario is completely opposite in the western world. So census says that in Tamil Nadu 2011 there were more people in urban as compared to rural, and the farmers there have extensive lands, so that's why these farmers were carried out the extensive cultivation in Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu is the only case where some sort of extensive cultivation is being carried out, else तो सभी लोग इंटेंसिव कल्टीवेशन करें. इवन इफ समबडी सेज कि भाई मेरे विलेज में या इन माय विलेज और मेरे गांव में somebody has a 200 hectares of land, 300 hectares of land, still they are also the intensive because their families are also huge, with an exception of one or two, because every man has 3 to 4 sons, and therefore those 4 sons have further 2 sons. So that is also further dividing into the number of members as per their family. ठीक है, तो यही एक था. ठीक है, ऑनलाइन कुछ इसमें था नहीं. If somebody thinks के they are yet to get this, online students, कोई नहीं बोलेगा कुछ भी. ठीक है, सो नाउ वी विल सी कि क्या हम वो करते हैं. I have already explained that 0 to 20 is the tropical and 40 to 60 is the temperate. So if you see the atlas, you will find कि 30 डिग्री का जो latitude है, that would be cutting across this area, ऐसा कुछ है ना. Once again, please tell reason for extensive in Tamil Nadu. Okay. एक मिनट. I was saying that the census 2011 says that there are more number of people living in the urban area than in the rural areas of Tamil Nadu. And as per their estimates, they have found that there are many cases, many villages where Tamil Nadu people or Tamil Nadu farmers have been carrying out extensive cultivation because of the availability of land, as well as they have the less family members within their community, because southern part of India have a more literacy rate, na? Population is also less in terms of density. Okay, if we are comparing it with the northern part, especially the middle one, that is UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh and all. Okay, once again, तो इतना ही है उसमें, no more. ठीक है, ठीक है. So I was explaining that this is tropical crops and temperate crops. So this latitude is around 30 degrees Celsius. That would be cutting just to the borders of USA and Mexico. देख लो एक बार. ठीक, और 60 डिग्री वुड बी समवेयर लाइक ऐसा कुछ, ऐसा कुछ होगा, काटता हुआ जा रहा होगा इनको. ठीक है, एंड 40 इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट. 30 to 40 का ऐसा कुछ, ये 40 कुछ ऐसा होगा इसके बीच में, दिख रहा है. 30 to 40 कुछ बताऊंगा, इसका भी रीजन है. 40 तो होगा नहीं, दिख नहीं रहा होगा, बट यू हैव टू अज्यूम, विजुअलाइज इट. ठीक है, 30, 40 एंड द 60. It means this Mexico is a country which comes within the range of close to tropics as well as temperate. ठीक है, 20 तक तो ट्रॉपिक्स है ही, पर थोड़ा ऊपर हो गया है, तो ट्रॉपिक एज वेल एज टेम्परेट. सो मैक्सिको इज ट्रॉपिकल एज वेल एज टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स. ठीक है, मींस टेम्परेट एंड ट्रॉपिकल बोथ क्रॉप्स आर ग्रोन इन मैक्सिको. ट्रॉपिकल में वी आर ग्रोइंग राइस, शुगर केन, वी आर ग्रोइंग कॉटन. ठीक है, इन टेम्परेट वी आर ग्रोइंग व्हीट हेयर. ठीक है, इन द विंटर्स वी आर ग्रोइंग व्हीट. यहां पे लोकेट करना है मुझे. ठीक है, ये वाला जो एरिया है दैट इज, यहाँ पे राइस एंड ऑल. उस पार्ट में थोड़ा सा दे माइट बी ग्रोइंग टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स. ओके, पता लग गया इसमें, सिंपल है. बट दिस पार्ट दैट इज वी हैव ऑलरेडी कंसिडर्ड कि 40 to 60 वुड बी एन एरिया दैट वुड बी सपोर्टिंग द कल्टीवेशन ऑफ टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स. ठीक है, सो दिस एंटायरली दैट इज यूएसए फेवर्स और यूएसए क्लाइमेट फेवर्स द कल्टीवेशन ऑफ टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स. व्हीट, ठीक है, ऑल मेज भी ग्रो की जा रही है यहाँ पे. ठीक है, व्हीट एंड मेज स्पेशली वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कि शिकागो, दिस पार्ट जो है आपका दैट इज द largest producer of wheat? Bread basket, yes. This is also called as the bread basket, and wheat का largest producer is there. ठीक है, here also they are growing. इधर की तरफ they are also growing cotton. ठीक है. टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स, ऊपर की तरफ भी टेम्परेट है. आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड 40 to 60 इज द टेम्परेट वाला एरिया. सो सदर्न पार्ट है, दैट इज द सदर्न पार्ट ऑफ कनाडा. वहां तक वी हैव अ चांसेस ऑफ कल्टिवेटिंग द व्हीट, एंड व्हीट है, मस्टर्ड, पोटैटोज. ठीक है, बियॉन्ड दिस इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. द एग्रीकल्चर इज नॉट पॉसिबल बियॉन्ड अ रेंज. टोपोग्राफी एज वेल एज द क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस आर हार्श. इतने ज्यादा उस पर हो ही नहीं पाएगा कुछ. ठीक है, वी नीड सॉइल एंड दैट वुड नॉट बी सूटेबल. ठीक है, ये पता लग गया. इसमें एक चीज और देख लो कि व्हीट जो है ना, द व्हीट इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स. वन इज रेड व्हीट एंड अनदर इज व्हाइट व्हीट. One is red wheat, another is white wheat. Which type of wheat we grow in India? Red, white, white खा रहे हैं इसलिए बोल रहे हो कि वो white करके निकलता है. Yes, we grow the white wheat. White wheat can be grown only in winters. This is also called as the winter wheat. This is called as spring wheat. ठीक है, दिस व्हाइट व्हीट हैज लेस फाइबर. फाइबर कंटेंट इज लेस. दिस हैज मोर फाइबर कंटेंट. ठीक है, एंड वी आर ग्रोइंग दिस विंटर व्हीट, बट यूएसए ग्रोज बोथ. यूएसए ग्रोज बोथ व्हाइट एज वेल एज रेड व्हीट. ठीक है, बोथ टाइप ऑफ व्हीट्स आर ग्रोन इन यूएसए. ठीक है, इनफैक्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेटा एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द पैरामीटर्स दैट द फूड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैव लेड आउट कि भाई रेड व्हीट इज बेटर देन दिस व्हाइट व्हीट. बट वी इन द year 1966 when there was a war broke out between India and Pakistan, we used to import that wheat. हाँ, PL 466 scheme 80. So at that time our grandfather used to share the experience that the roti, the chapatis that we were making out of this red wheat was very fluffy type and it is stretching like a rubber. ठीक है, difficult to eat and all. ठीक है, वो सब है, हम लोग नहीं कर सकते, वो हम लोगों को अच्छा लगता है. They are more behavioral pattern also. ठीक है, तो ये चीज है इसकी, ये याद रखना. One is, another thing is cotton. Two types of cottons. One is long staple cotton. Long staple cotton. Another is short staple. Staple basically means, you know, the flower of cotton. तो उसको अगर stretch करें and if we roll it out, तो that would be a size in mm and all. ठीक है, वो तो पता होगा. ठीक है. So short staple and long staple. Long staple is always considered as a superior quality, and short staple is inferior quality. ठीक है, short staple is of inferior. Although we are hardly cultivating the short staple anywhere in any part of India, but some of the regions are there like Punjab or Gujarat and parts. Very few, very scattered pockets are there where we are growing ये long staple, sorry, short staple में तो हैं ही हम लोग शुरू से, but now we have started in pockets of Punjab, Gujarat, we have started long staple. Okay, and the world's best region, in fact USA is also cultivating it, short staple. US is also relying on short staple. India भी majorly is cultivating short staple. ठीक है. This one, the major long staple producing areas हैं, that are this one: Egypt, Morocco, Iran and Pakistan. ठीक है. These are the four countries, that is Egypt, Morocco, Iran and Pakistan, where you will find the long staple cottons. They are the major producers of long staple cotton. Else, apart from that, in almost every part of the world, they are relying on short staple. Maybe there are some pockets here and there, like India is also cultivating that, but majorly we are also relying on growing short staple ही. ठीक है. तो ये हो गया. ये उतार लिया ना. कंट्री वो नहीं लिखा, लिखो इजिप्ट, मोरक्को, ईरान एंड पाकिस्तान. यस, वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट इज ऑल्सो डिफरेंट. हर चीज डिफरेंट होगी. क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस, वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट. ठीक है. लिखो तो बताओ. मैप की तरफ ही जा रहे हैं बस. इसके बाद ठीक है. कमिंग बैक टू मैप, I have left one thing here. Why Narma is called cotton? It is a kind of a seed of a cotton. ठीक है. Different varieties of cotton have a different names. Even this is also applicable to rice, wheat, everywhere. ठीक है. ठीक है. वो तो अलग अलग वैरायटी है. ठीक है. ट्रॉपिकल टेम्परेट का मैंने बता दिया. मोर ट्रॉपिकल क्रॉप्स आर ग्रोन इन मेक्सिको. बिट ऑफ टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स आर आल्सो ग्रोन देयर, स्पेशली ड्यूरिंग द विंटर, दैट इज व्हीट. यहां पे वी आर रिलाइंग मोर ऑन व्हीट एंड दिस बार्ले, मस्टर्ड एंड ऑल. ठीक है. दिस पॉकेट, दैट इज ये वाला यहां पे, दिस इज अ स्पेशल केस ऑफ 30 to 40 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड. तो लिख लेना 30 to 40, और it can be a bit more than that. 30 to 40 degree latitudes on the western margin of the continents are called as, किसी को पता है? नहीं, डेजर्ट्स तो 23-30 पे होंगे. It would be called as Mediterranean type of climate. Here you will find Mediterranean type of climate. ठीक है. Once again explaining you that suppose this is a continent. ठीक है. And this there is a 30 to 40 range here. 30 यहाँ पे, 40 here. Always on the western margin of the continents. West कौन सा? ये east है तो ये west है. On the western margin of the continents, this region is always under the influence of onshore westerlies. ठीक है. This region is under the influence of onshore westerlies. Because it is under the influence of westerlies, it brings rainfall in winters. ठीक है. It brings rainfall in winters, and there is a special type of a climate in this region. ठीक है. This is a special type of a climate where the winters are raining, क्योंकि जनरली होता क्या है, समर्स में होती है ना रेन तो. बट इन दिस केस yes, इस ऑरेंजेस आर फेमस. ठीक है. तो मेडिटेरेनियन क्लाइमेट इज द मेन फैक्टर दैट डिफाइंस द एग्रीकल्चर पैटर्न ऑफ एनी एरिया. ठीक है. अब क्लाइमेट ही मेडिटेरियन है, so there is some sort of different type of agriculture practices that is being carried out. तो ये लोग क्या करते हैं? 3 तरह की हैं इनकी. वन इज विटिकल्चर. विटिकल्चर मीन्स yes, cultivation of grapes. Orchid farming. Orchid farming means the cultivation of those fruits that are rich in vitamin C. citrus fruits. Citrus fruits or the fruits that are rich in vitamin C. Okay, and the third one is horticulture. Horticulture or floriculture, you can say that they are relying on cultivation of flowers. ठीक है, और इसमें कैलिफोर्नियन ऑरेंजेस आर फेमस अक्रॉस द वर्ल्ड बिकॉज कैलिफोर्निया यहीं पे लाई करता है. ठीक है, अगर मैप में भी देखोगे तो यू विल फाइंड कैलिफोर्निया देयर. देखो एक बार, देखो कैलिफोर्निया. कैलिफोर्निया प्लेट्यू करके दिया है. हाँ, तो वहीं कैलिफोर्निया है. हाँ 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 हाँ, लोअर कैलिफोर्निया करके लिखा होगा, ऊपर अपर कैलिफोर्निया भी है. ठीक है, तो this California is famous for oranges. ठीक है, oranges of California are famous across the world. तो Mediterranean climate में this is being cultivated. किसी को समझ में नहीं आया तो प्लीज लेट मी नो so that we can discuss it once again. This region is characterized by heavy rainfall during the winters, but that doesn't mean because we in India are also receiving the rain in northeast monsoon due to the during the winters. Does that a Mediterranean process?
No, that is the seasonal reversal.
That is a seasonal reversal. You cannot equate it with the Mediterranean agriculture or Mediterranean type of climate. ठीक है, ऑनलाइन बताओ ना. कैन यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन टाइप्स ऑफ कॉटन. अच्छा, I was saying there are two types of cotton that are famous. One is of long staple cotton, other is short staple cotton. ठीक है, we in India are conventionally producing the short staple cotton, but nowadays for the last 5 to 10 to 15 years we have started cultivating the long staple also in some of the pockets. Although we have not achieved much of a success in that, but still we are continuing it. ठीक है, to ensure sustainable agriculture, or we have some new technologies now in place. तो लॉन्ग स्टेपल का क्या है कि लॉन्ग स्टेपल इज कंसिडर्ड एज अ सुपीरियर क्वालिटी while the short staple is considered as inferior quality, and the countries that are producing this superior quality is this Morocco, Pakistan, Iran, Egypt. ठीक है, that's it, और कुछ नहीं है उसमें. Yes, anyone who want to know about this Mediterranean type of climate, else if you are getting it then we will go ahead. आ गया समझ में आप लोगों को? कोई क्लियर? ठीक है, ओके फाइन. ठीक है, मेडिटेरियन एग्रीकल्चर, ट्रॉपिकल टेम्परेट क्रॉप्स और आर ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन, सो यू वुड हैव एन आइडिया कि भाई कैसे अब जो करना है आगे. नेक्स्ट वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द क्लाइमेटिक कंडीशंस हियर. और फर्स्ट आई वुड डिस्कस द पॉपुलेशन पैटर्न करते हैं. नहीं, उसका रिलेशन इज नॉट अबाउट कि मेडिटेरियन एग्रीकल्चर. yes, we are growing citrus fruits there, but the situation is completely different. They are not under the influence of this. We are able to grow this in a tropical state because of the presence of mountains like Himalayas, because as we escalating higher we are experiencing a colder climate, so that is attributed to Himalayas and all. That has nothing to do with the Mediterranean type of agriculture. Is cotton in the region of same latitude of Mediterranean agriculture? Yes, but I have already explained you that this is only about the coastal area. The area अभी क्या होगा? You know, the distance to sea also matter. Suppose this is a piece of a land. ठीक है, एंड देयर इज सम ऑनशोर wind going to in this manner, flowing in this manner. So what will happen? It will try to bring rain up to this extent. Hardly होगा, थोड़ा बहुत, थोड़ी तेज चली तो might be rain would be there, but it is not possible that it would be providing rain to entire this area.
Already due to the
ठीक है, it can provide rain only to the limited extent up to the coastal areas. So it is providing rain in the winters only to this region. That is why only a small portion of it, and clearly I am saying California, only California. California is experiencing the Mediterranean type of climate. Yes, California से थोड़ा आगे चला जाएगा, but majorly California ही है, हवा है भाई, वो चली जाएगी आगे तक. Majorly it is restricted to California, but there is might be a possibility that as a global warming is happening, ठीक है, there is a shift in the pressure belt, so there is a possibility. अभी क्या हो रहा है कि earlier those flowers which cannot be grown in the tropics, they can be grown in the Antarctic also. So this is a dangerous signal for all of us कि अंटार्कटिक का भी टेम्परेचर मतलब यहाँ की तरह चेंज हो रहा है. तो दैट इज व्हाट दिस इज कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग एंड ऑल. ठीक है, क्या बताना था? पॉपुलेशन पैटर्न बताना था. ठीक है, पॉपुलेशन पैटर्न इज डिफाइंड बाय फ्यू पैरामीटर्स. व्हाट आर दोस? हाउ द पॉपुलेशन पैटर्न इज डिफाइंड? ठीक है, क्लाइमेट इज द वन, बिकॉज पीपल रिफ्रेन from settling in those areas which have harsh climates. ठीक है, क्लाइमेट जब बात करेंगे तो दैट मीन्स टेम्परेचर भी और रेनफॉल भी, बोथ आर द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ. ठीक है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट टोपोग्राफी. यस, टोपोग्राफी इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज टोपोग्राफी ऑल्सो डिसाइड्स कि कहाँ रहना है कहाँ नहीं रहना. तो मैं उसको एक वर्ड में बोलता हूँ इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटी. ठीक है, इकोनॉमिक अपॉर्चुनिटीज. ठीक है, दीज आर 2-3 फैक्टर्स. और क्या? रिसोर्स आ जाएंगे इसी में, टोपोग्राफी. बिकॉज टोपोग्राफी का मतलब क्या है? बेसिकली इफ इट इज अ प्लेन एरिया, ऑब्वियसली इट वुड बी अ फर्टाइल लैंड. ठीक है, इफ इट इज अ माउंटेनस एरिया, so it would not be a fertile land, so this will be the part of resources and all. ठीक है, the growth poles, ठीक है, you can say growth poles, but simply we will say that those places which have a good economic opportunities. क्या बता रहे हैं कोई पीछे? सोशो कल्चरल, हाँ वो भी आएगा. ठीक है, हाँ हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड भी आएगा, बट द हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड्स आर ऑलवेज फाउंड इन द प्लेन एरियाज. ठीक है, अगर देखोगे तो इंडो गैंगटिक प्लेन, so there have been settlements going on ever since the onset of Harappan civilization. ठीक है, if you talk about this Chinese civilization, that was every civilization was near the plain areas or near the rivers. ठीक है, तो ये सब सोशो कल्चरल फैक्टर्स एंड ऑल ये सब आएंगे. तो these all are defining the parameters for the नंबर ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. सो इसमें जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट लाइक क्लाइमेट में द एरियाज वेयर द मैक्सिमम और द ग्रेटर प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ सेटलमेंट्स वुड बी सीन आर द कोस्टल वंस, कोस्टल एरियाज. ठीक है, कोस्टल एरियाज में होंगे बिकॉज सोशो कल्चरल भी एक फैक्टर आ जाता है, ऑल्दो मैपिंग में इसकी कोई जरूरत नहीं थी, बट समवन वाज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू इट. जैसे सपोज करो कि नाउअडेज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग कि लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर माइग्रेटिंग टू आइदर ऑस्ट्रेलिया और कनाडा. हम लोग इंडियंस, व्हाई? हाँ, मतलब यू कैन इंक्लूड दिस पॉइंट, इट इज नॉट टू बी इंक्लूडेड हियर इन द मैपिंग सेक्शन एंड ऑल. Basically, why we are moving to Canada and Australia? Because a lot of Indians are already there, so we might be feeling that there would be some sort of Indian taste for us. ठीक है, हाँ, तो that is also a social.
Exactly that, but some of us we see cities built around that temple economy. Because we don't have any other thing to do except for religion and worship around that.
ठीक है, वाराणसी, all these are the social culture हैं. सोशो कल्चरल का ये नहीं है कि मैक्सिमम पॉपुलेशन वुड बी गोइंग देयर, बट दिस इज वन ऑफ द फैक्टर. कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं यार, शांत रहो, शांत रहो, ठीक है. दिस कुड बी वन ऑफ द फैक्टर्स. जनरलाइज, वी आर जनरलाइजिंग इट, ठीक है. नॉट लाइक के भाई यहाँ पे आएगा ही आएगा बंदा, ऐसा नहीं है. बट पीपल हैव अ टेंडेंसी दैट इफ इंडिया में तो है.
The town of Mecca, there was nothing, but it was a trade route, and then people would come there, gather, sit there, and then it became a city in time. So it was because of the socio-economic interest.
सोशो कल्चर का थोड़ा बहुत फर्क पड़ता है.
Yeah.
दुबई में भी यही हो रहा है. लॉट ऑफ नाउ these guys will do everything to convince you that yes, socio cultural factors are there. ठीक है, we are generalizing it. ऐसा नहीं है कि वहां जाए होंगे सोशल कल्चर फैक्टर्स, सो पीपल विल स्टार्ट मूविंग टू दोज प्लेसेस. बट यस, दिस इज आल्सो वन ऑफ द क्राइटेरिया फॉर इट. हाँ हाँ, बस बस चलो अब ठीक है. तुम लोग आपस में लड़ मत पड़ना बाहर निकल के. प्लीज स्टिक टू द मैप्स. ओके ओके भाई, थैंक यू यार. We were talking about coastal areas. Coastal areas are the areas where there would be the maximum habitation. Why? Climate moderate होगा. Climate and temperatures are moderate. There is always a calming effect there. ठीक है. Plus we were talking about कि भाई economic opportunity. So economic opportunities are always more in coastal areas rather than to the hinterland areas. ठीक है. Because these coastal areas आर द पोर्ट टाउन्स. ठीक है, पोर्ट है वहां पे. तो पोर्ट क्या कर रहा है? पोर्ट इज फैसिलिटेटिंग द ट्रेड. पोर्ट इज फैसिलिटेटिंग द ट्रेड. कार्गोज, इफ कार्गोज आर देयर, देयर विल बी द वेयर हाउसेज. इफ वेयर हाउसेज हैव बीन सेट अप, सम इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज विल आल्सो हैव अ बेस देयर कि इंश्योरेंस कराओ. ठीक है, तो इंश्योरेंस वगैरह भी होगा. सो लॉट ऑफ employment opportunities are there. Immigration ये सब होता रहता है. No sir, they do not have that much. One would go and reside in Ahmedabad just because there is a Ram Mandir, but they look for other things as well. अरे यार ठीक है भाई, तुम लोग बहुत सीरियस हो गए यार इस बात के लिए. We were having just a discussion कि हाँ ये होता है. अब तुम लोग बिल्कुल एक्सट्रीम पे मत जाओ यार. ठीक है, तो we were saying हाँ, coastal areas have a better habitation, that's why more population would be seen in the coastal areas. So when we are talking about this area, the first cluster would be, population cluster would be this. Between, there is an area between 110 to, मैं लिख रहा हूं इधर, I am not, 110 degree west to 80 degree west longitude. You will see the green plains, Great Plains of North America. White, it will be shown in green colors. 110 degree west to 80 degree west. Map में it will be showing a green in color. है ना? दिख रहा सबको? दिखा? The Great Plains are there. Great Plains of North America. Yes, because there are plains. So this is the first pocket there where you will see a good amount of a population, or you can say the first population cluster. This is the population clusters. One, Central America, or central part of USA, I would say, not the America. Central part of the USA near Great Plains. ठीक है. Second population cluster you would see here. Eastern coast. हाँ, near the towns like New York. Although USA के regarding में ये चीज थोड़ी सी वो हो जाती है, because every town of a USA, every city or state of a USA is a developed one. हाँ, अगर leave कर दूं मैं तो southern part को, beyond Mississippi there might be one or two states that might be bit of underdeveloped, but largely all of America is a developed one. That's why US is a superpower, na. But this is the fact. New York, Washington, this Pala area, entire region, this is also a population cluster. ठीक है, eastern part of USA. ठीक है. Another is this region that is close to the Great Lakes. This is also a population cluster. Okay. Another is this Vancouver वाला part. This is also a population cluster. Maximum number of people would be seen here. ठीक है, पीछे की तरफ लोग कम रहते हैं. And that is why the cities, the cost of living in the cities like Vancouver is always more than पीछे की तरफ जो cities हैं. Even Canada, Australia, these are inviting the Indian students to have courses there and giving them an opportunity to stay or to settle out in some of the northern parts of Canada. ठीक है, कुछ वीजा और उन पे कुछ लिबरलाइजेशन हैज बीन डन बाय देम. ठीक है, ये है कुछ थोड़ा बहुत छोटा मोटा पॉपुलेशन क्लस्टर इज आल्सो है, सैन फ्रांसिस्को एंड ऑल. ठीक है, दिस इज द अगेन अ वेरी पॉपुलेटेड एरिया, मैक्सिको वाला. ठीक है, दिस इज अनदर पॉपुलेशन क्लस्टर एंड दिस इज फेमस फॉर दिस पॉपुलेशन क्लस्टर. ये तो मैंने बता दिए थे, आई थिंक ये दिस पॉपुलेशन क्लस्टर इज फॉर, this is famous for food processing industries. Food processing industries and electricals. ठीक है, food processing industries and electricals. This particular region is also famous for it. That's why. So सारे factors are taking into account while settlements are to be studied, because एक पैरामीटर के ऊपर कभी भी नहीं होती है सेटलमेंट. क्लाइमेट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज इज आल्सो नीड टू बी देयर. ठीक है, टोपोग्राफी इज अनदर इशू. लाइक पीपल, देयर आर मोर पॉपुलेशन इन द इंडो गैंगेटिक प्लेन्स rather than in the central part of India, which is characterized by this Chota Nagpur plateau, Vindhyas, Satpuras, because of topography. ठीक है, फाइव पे यहाँ पे था ना, यू हैव अ सैन फ्रांसिस्को देयर. ठीक है, दिस इज वन ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल टाउन्स. नीचे की तरफ यू हैव अ लास वेगस एंड ऑल. ठीक है, these are the growth centers for this USA. In fact, San Francisco has also achieved the target of $1 trillion GDP.
This Las Vegas city that was deliberately, populated because of that river dam.
Las Vegas, तो earlier it was a desert. ठीक है, earlier it was a desert like condition, but somebody, in fact, एक ऐसा कुछ जो पुराना एक प्रेसिडेंट था, आई एम फॉरगेटिंग हिज नेम, somebody has mocked him कि you are not able to do anything on that desert, so he had taken that challenge that within the next 20 to 30 years I would be completely transforming this Las Vegas. वहां पे कोई आदमी भी नहीं होता था, and now lot of people are going there just to have a tourist and attraction and recreational space and all. Now it has become a wonderful city. सबसे बड़ी gambling वहां पे होती है, lot of people are going there just to play this game of gambling and all, casinos and all. ठीक है, बस अब ये आके बता देंगे कि ज्यादा इधर उधर की बातें मत करो, मैथ्स किया हो. ठीक है, तो ये सब हो गया. दीज आर द पॉकेट्स ऑफ पॉपुलेशन. किया, नेक्स्ट चले या इसमें कुछ उतारना है? ठीक है, ठीक है. इसमें हाँ, क्लाइमेट का एक बार बता देता हूं. क्लाइमेट और टेम्परेचर, हाउ इट इज बीइंग डिटरमाइंड देयर. जनरली डिफरेंट बुक्स में यू वुड सी द डिफरेंट थिंग्स. ठीक है, बट द स्टैंडर्ड बुक्स हैव वन एजेंडा एंड वन स्टैंडर्ड टू पुट इट. वन इज दैट 0 to 10 degree, these are called as equatorial regions, means temperature would remain same. Temperature remains same throughout. ठीक है, then 10 to 30, this is about latitudes. 10 to 30 latitude, it is called as tropical. ट्रॉपिकल में क्या होगा, समर्स आर लॉन्गर. summers are longer and winters are shorter. ठीक है, हमारी तरह. ठीक है, next is 30 to 45. These are called as warm temperate regions. ठीक है, मेडिटेरियन वाला जो है that comes within this extent. 30 to 45 वार्म टेम्परेट रीजन्स. यहाँ पे क्या होगा, विंटर्स एंड समर्स आर ऑल्सो सेम ड्यूरेशन और इक्वल ड्यूरेशन. ठीक है, विंटर्स गेट रेनफॉल, बता दिया वो तो. ठीक है, समर्स रिमेन ड्राई. ठीक, 45 to 60 we have cold temperate region. We have a cold temperate region. ठीक है, in cold temperate regions क्या होगा, winters will be longer. Winters longer, summer shorter, and winters में temperature can go less than 0 degree Celsius. ठीक है, 60 to 70 or 75. This is subpolar region. ठीक है, अगेन विंटर्स अराउंड मेरे ख्याल से 9 मंथ्स तक रहते हैं. विंटर्स देयर एक्सटेंड्स अप टू द पीरियड ऑफ 9 मंथ्स. ठीक है, एंड समर्स आर ओनली फॉर 3 मंथ्स. एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड गोज बियॉन्ड, अगर यहाँ पे चला गया तो चला जाएगा लेस देन 0 डिग्री. ठीक है, एंड द लास्ट वन इज 75 to 90 पोलर रीजन्स. ठीक है, 75 to 90 इज द पोलर रीजन्स एंड एक्सट्रीमली कोल्ड होता ही है यहाँ पे थ्रू आउट द ईयर, ऑलमोस्ट विंटर. ठीक है, ये वाला 30 to 45 is called as warm temperate regions. Winters and summers are of equal duration. मतलब 6 months का वो है तो 6 months का there will be summer. Winters would have a rainfall और dry रहेगा summers. ड्राई. ठीक है, ये हो गया आपका, सिंपल था ये तो, कुछ नहीं इसमें. एक और चीज में रखनी है कि प्रेसिपिटेशन. प्रेसिपिटेशन का रीजन क्या हो सकता है, व्हाट कैन बी द रीजन फॉर द प्रेसिपिटेशन? अच्छा, इवेपोरेशन हाई. ठीक है, अच्छा कोई नहीं. ठीक है, तुम लोग अलग, तुम लोग ठीक बता रहे हो, बट वी डोंट नीड दोज थिंग्स हियर. ठीक है, प्रेसिपिटेशन बेसिकली यहाँ पे क्या है, करंट इज द वन फैक्टर. करंट, ओशन करंट्स. ठीक है, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओशन करंट्स. तो इसका वो है, इफ देयर इज अ वार्म करंट, if there is a warm current adjacent to the coast, तो there will be क्या होगा, wet conditions होंगी. There will be the existence of wet conditions. If the current is the cold one, there is a high probability that it would contribute to coldness and dryness, coldness, dryness or aridity. ठीक है, and most of the deserts are because of this presence of a cold current. ठीक है, due to the presence of cold currents, deserts are also formed. हाँ, on the western margins, on western margins of the continents, in tropics, in tropics. ठीक है, और वार्म करंट क्या करता है, वार्म करंट गोज फ्रॉम लो लैटिट्यूड, इट ट्रेवल्स, इट मूव्स फ्रॉम लो लैटिट्यूड टू हाई लैटिट्यूड, मूव्स फ्रॉम लो लैटिट्यूड टू हाई लैटिट्यूड. ठीक है, and cold current moves from high latitude to low latitude. ठीक है, प्रेसिपिटेशन को अफेक्ट करने वाला एक फैक्टर ये. अनदर फैक्टर इज onshore and offshore winds. Onshore and offshore wind means suppose this is a piece of a land. ठीक है, if the winds are moving in this direction, so this is onshore. Water या ocean to land. If the winds are moving from land to sea, this is offshore. ठीक है, here we are moving land to sea, so there is a high probability of rain, or obviously high probability क्या 100% probability that would be a rain here. It would be a rain and it would be no rain. ठीक है. Another is distance from the sea. ठीक है, as the distance, ठीक है, if suppose there is a onshore winds but the distance is increasing, it would contribute to the rainfall up to this area. ठीक है, there is a some extent to that. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि obviously it would have been exhausted with its moisture once it reaches to the land, so it would not be possible to provide rainfall in the entire region. ठीक है, so distance from the sea also an important factor. तो यहाँ पे लिख देंगे हम कि it provides, as the distance from the sea increases, as distance from sea increases, the rainfall reduces. ठीक है. Another fourth point is the windward side and leeward side. Windward और leeward side, इसको orographic effect भी बोलते हैं. ठीक है, windward side and leeward side means कि भाई suppose this is a mountain type barrier, mountain or a barrier. ठीक है, sir explain the desert formation in western margin in tropics. ठीक है, अभी we are going to come to that. Local winds, mango showers. अभी ये देखो, suppose this is a wind. ठीक है, it is moving in this direction. This is the wind that is carrying the moisture laden winds, and as it is attaining a new level of altitude, ठीक है, यहाँ पे जाएगा तो here the condensation process will take place and it would rain. ठीक है, this is rain area, that is windward area. This area receives huge amount of rainfall, but as this air crosses the mountain or a barrier, it comes into this side, so there is some adiabatic effect that comes into play, and all the moisture of this particular air has already been exhausted. यहाँ पे सब खत्म कर दिया उसने rain करके, there is nothing left with it, so this area would have leeward side and there would be no rain, or this is also called as rain shadow area. ठीक है, explain again from onshore offshore because video got stuck there. अरे यार, अभी कुछ बताना है इसमें? Onshore and offshore winds, suppose the winds are moving from ocean to land, these are the onshore winds, so that these winds will bring rainfall to this land or a continent type area. If the winds are offshore, that is winds are moving from land to sea, the scenario is completely opposite, there would be no rain. These are called as offshore winds. Distance from sea, like same case as the winds are approaching towards the land, ठीक है, so they would provide rainfall up to some extent. नहीं कि ये नहीं कि पूरा entire continent would be become rain fed area, ठीक है. So this is what they are saying, as the distance from the sea increases, the rainfall reduces. Like we are getting a southwest monsoon from the Arabian Sea, the band of one band of monsoon is coming towards India, towards Delhi and all, but hardly the Delhi receives any rainfall. Look at the scenario in Kerala and Maharashtra and Mumbai, ठीक है. So as the distance from the sea is increasing, the remote part gets less rainfall. The windward or leeward side, suppose this is a mountain or a barrier that is providing an orographic effect to the this moisture laden winds. As these winds attain a new elevation and tries to reach on top of the mountain, the condensation process starts here, and all the moisture that is present in the rain would be turned into that moisture that is present in the air would completely turn into the rain. Okay? As it reaches to the top of this barrier, entire moisture would have been completely exhausted, and once it crosses to the other side, as the moisture is already exhausted, nothing is left there, so this would remain a rainless area, a rain shadow area, that is leeward side भी बोल देते हैं इसको, ठीक है. तो एक बार डेजर्ट्स देख लो. Frontal rainfall happens only in the temperate areas. We are generalizing here. Once we will be in the climatology, we will discuss कि what are the frontal rains and all. ठीक है, frontal rains हर जगह थोड़ी होगी, but this process will be applicable everywhere. ठीक है, this is a universal process. ठीक है, करंट्स मैंने बता दिए. देयर आर फ्यू करंट्स दैट आर bordering the North American continent. One is the Alaska current. Alaska current is a warm current, so it is moving in this manner. Direction is this. This is Alaska current. ठीक है, there is another current that is moving downwards. This is Californian current, and it is called as Californian cold current. ठीक है, ये warm है. ठीक, there is another current that is Labrador current. Labrador current. This is cold current. ठीक है, explain the first point. अब बाद में, ठीक है. Now this is another one. This is Gulf Stream current. This is Gulf Stream current, and this is one of the warmest current in the world. ठीक है, currents पता लग गए. Cold current moves from higher latitude to lower latitude. Warm current moves from lower latitude to higher latitude. Alaska is the warm current moving towards higher latitude. Similarly, California is a cold current moving towards lower latitude. Gulf Stream is a warm current moving towards higher latitude, and same is the Labrador, which is moving from higher latitude to lower latitude. ठीक है. अब someone was asking कि how deserts are formed and all. We have already discussed कि cold currents are responsible. Cold currents are responsible for formation of deserts in tropics, especially in the western margin of tropics. In western margin of tropics, ठीक है. In the western margin of tropics, two factors are responsible for the formation of Mojave Desert, जो यहाँ पे है. ठीक है, one is this, जो रेंज होगा ये 30 के अराउंड होगा. 25 30 to 35 टाइप, ठीक है. दिस इज विद इन द रेंज ऑफ ट्रॉपिक्स. वन इज दैट ट्रेड विंड्स ड्यूरिंग द समर्स, समर्स में क्या होगा, ट्रेड विंड्स आर ऑफशोर. ऑफशोर मीन्स मूविंग फ्रॉम लैंड टू सी. If something is moving from land to sea, obviously there would be no rain. ठीक है, मतलब सूखा. And another reason is the presence of cold Californian current. Cold Californian current is there, so that is contributing to the aridity and dryness. ठीक है, this is contributing to the aridity and dryness, and this is one of the reasons for the formation of Mojave Desert here. यहां पे you will see Mojave Desert. ठीक है, and this Mojave Desert is further extending into the, क्या नाम है उसका, मोजावे बोल देते हैं इसको यार, मोजावे डेजर्ट. एंड दिस इज सोनोरन डेजर्ट. ठीक है, even some part of the desert is extending here, and that is called as Colorado Desert. ये होगा नहीं शायद, मुझे लग रहा है कुछ एटलस में. दिस इज कोलोराडो डेजर्ट. ठीक है, बहुत छोटा है कोलोराडो डेजर्ट. ठीक है, the two reasons that are responsible for the formation of these deserts are, one is the presence of cold Californian current, and another is the presence of offshore trade winds. Both these have a combined effect, and their cumulative effect is responsible for creating aridity and dryness in this region. ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक जगह भी है, सुना भी होगा, डेथ वैली इन कैलिफोर्निया. यहाँ पे है डेथ वैली इन कैली, इसको मार्क करते हैं. Here we have a death valley in California, which is the hottest place, कह देते हैं इसको, Death Valley in California. ठीक है, which is the hottest place in the world. ठीक है, और deserts भी basically, if I would classify them, the deserts are always categorized into two. Some are tropical deserts, other are temperate deserts. Two deserts, one is tropical desert, temperate, in fact polar deserts also exist. ठीक है, the deserts are categorized into three: tropical, temperate and polar deserts. Tropical होंगे, that is near about 20 to 30. This would be around 40 to 60, and these are in the polar regions. ठीक है, tropical. So these are which one? These Sonoran, California, this Mojave. Yes, these are the tropical deserts.
Sir, one aspect that also makes a cold desert in tropical region is the altitude.
Yes, altitude also takes into account. ठीक है, this is
like Ladakh.
Ladakh is a temperate one. ये हो गया आपका Mojave. Mojave and this Sonoran is tropical deserts. ठीक है, polar desert अलग हो गया. Thar is a tropical desert. Polar desert is Antarctica. ठीक है, एज टेम्परेट कौन सा होगा, कोई एग्जांपल देगा टेम्परेट का?
मंगोलिया,
पैटागोनियन. ठीक है, पैटागोनियन डेजर्ट, गोबी. ठीक है, ये हो गया. इसके अलावा डेजर्ट्स आर आल्सो क्लासिफाइड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सरफेस. on the basis of surface or composition, they are called as, क्या होगा, sandy. Some are sandy, others are rocky. Sandy means जहां sand उड़ रहा है, ठीक है, where sand is being flown away. So these tropical deserts are always sandy. Tropical deserts are sandy, temperate are rocky. ठीक है. Thar is also sandy. Sahara is the world's largest. Sahara is the world's largest tropical desert. क्या हुआ है, क्यों खुश हो रहे हो? ज्यादा जवाब दे दिया लगता है आपने. ठीक है, एक बार दोबारा से कर लेंगे. इफ somebody is not able to pace with us. Temperate हो गया, temperate are rockies. These are the tropical deserts are sandy, and these all are this Mojave, Sonoran. These are a part of tropical deserts. These are sandy in nature. ठीक है, एक बार इसको खत्म कर ले दोबारा. एक बार कर लेते हैं दोबारा. यस, ट्रॉपिकल होंगे तो सैंडी होंगे. लिखो. After this we have to discuss one more aspect, that is the minerals present in North America. ठीक है, वो रह गया, वो we will continue it tomorrow. इसको एक बार देख लो. वो लिखा. Look, we have already discussed how the currents are moving and how they are traversing over the oceans. We have learned that the warm current always moves from lower latitude to higher latitude, and what it does, it produces a warm effect. Rain condition होंगी वहां पे. Cold current moves from higher latitude to lower latitude, and it produces dryness and aridity. दो चीजें याद रखनी है. Now what is happening in this continent of North America is Alaska is here, which is a warm. California is a cold one. Gulf Stream is the warmest of all the currents, and Labrador is the cold current. ठीक है. अब now what is the reason for the formation of desert here, as someone was asking. This region is within the range of 20 to 30 और 30 से थोड़ा 34-35 तक आ रहा है. ठीक है. Two factors are here responsible for this desert, that is Mojave. Mojave, and the extension of this Mojave desert is in Mexico. That is known as Sonoran. ये लिख लो भले इसको कि Mojave is only in USA, but this Sonoran is in USA plus Mexico. ठीक है, ये तो नाम से पता लग जाएगा. This is only in USA. ठीक है. Some extension of Mojave is also gone beyond that, and it is also led to the formation of Colorado desert. Death Valley in California is also one of the places which have recorded the highest temperature ever in the history of Earth. ठीक है. So we were talking about that two factors are there which are responsible for the formation of California, this Mojave desert. One is the presence of cold current, and another reason is the offshore flow of trade winds. ठीक है. Both are contributing aridity and dryness. इतना ही है इसमें. Later on we have moved to know about the deserts are categorized into three types: tropical, temperate, and polar. 20 to 30 degree north of latitudes or on both sides of the latitudes, they are called as tropical deserts. Temperate are those which are lie in the range of 40 to 60, and polar deserts which are completely polar in region. Antarctica को वो बोलते हैं. ठीक है. These Mojave, Sonoran, and along with this another one, third one, Colorado, all these are the tropical deserts because they lie in this range. ठीक है. Thar desert is also such example of tropical desert, and Sahara is also a tropical desert which is the largest tropical desert of the world. ठीक है. Temperate के कुछ examples हैं. We have Patagonian, we have Gobi desert, और भी हैं, बाद में डिटेल में करेंगे. Polar desert is Antarctica. This is categorization, general categorization. Further, we are categorized it that on the basis of a surface, deserts are also classified into two types. One is a sandy, another is a rocky. Sand means जहाँ sand उड़ रहा है type. Rocky means जैसे अगर मैं कहूँ तो the लद्दाख, किसी कोई गया लद्दाख? लद्दाख is a rocky type desert. ठीक है, sand does not flow here and there in that Ladakh. ठीक है, where the sand is blowing out with the air and all, wind, strong winds, those are called as sandy deserts, while the opposite of it are rocky deserts. ठीक है, Sahara is also sandy desert, Thar is also a sandy desert. ठीक है, बस आज के लिए इतना ही है. Tomorrow we will start this mineral pattern of North America, and further once we are done with that, we will continue the South America. ठीक है. Yes, online students, if somebody has any issue, please let me know. Yes, Aryan, it's a sandy desert. So we are winding up the class here. Class is over. जो जाना चाह जाओ. Can we anyhow get the pictorial format of your board? Pictorial format of board. हमारे यहाँ पे वो चीज नहीं है अवेलेबल. No, we can't do this for you, Prince Bhati. लेकिन यहाँ से जाने वाला करंट वहां जाके पहुंचा है बिकॉज ऑफ द प्लेस, क्योंकि एक इम्पोर्टेंट प्लेस के नाम से वो करते हो ना उसको, अलास्का करंट नाम से. ओके, थैंक यू एवरीवन. हाँ,
expensive one. It's all about the productivity in expensive is low. You mean the productivity in terms of the land area?